guys a report about his experience in Sam Houston State University's honors seminar, barbecue.
Yes, thank you for having me here. I'm here to report my experiences I discovered with my time spent in the class. I took the barbecue class just for the thrill of it. I knew how to cook food well, but I always had struggled with meat. I did not know exactly what the class was entailed. However, I did expect socio-political analysis of the barbecue industry. Just like everyone else, I was asked to define barbecue and what it meant to me. I try not to be contrarian, yet my opinions on barbecue felt inherently different from everyone else there. For me, meat can suck bad. It is a texture problem. Sometimes it is the flavor, as some meats, when prepared poorly, can taste metallic, which bothers me. Additionally, I felt like traditional barbecue flavors were not tried and true. It felt repetitive to taste the same flavors, just prepared at different times and locations. Although someone might feel comfort in that, I do not. I feel like my desire for distinct flavors comes off as contrarian. Wow, that is very interesting. Yes, I know. Anyways, the discussion over the politics of barbecue was stuff I was able to partake in, without necessarily needing to read the reading for that day. I have previously read up on the studies that spoke harshly of the current meat industry. I viewed meat as something that was extraneous in the human diet, and should be treated as such. Rather than overindulging, meat should be treated with respect to really appreciate what it brings to the table.
It seems like you have a lot of socio-political views about the meat industry.
I was born this way.
That is amazing. What was your first contact with barbecue in this class?
It was the class day when we went to the Coliseum and helped the professor cook. It helped me learn quite a bit about the technique of managing a grill in cold weather. I was able to see the chickens that was marinated and made to eat. Time was spent cooking the food to completion with the help of a thermometer. We ended up serving Slater and his girlfriend uncooked chicken. Rest in peace.
Did he survive?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, after that, it was time for the first project. It was foreign barbecue culture. Here is a video of my #1 fan reacting back at home.
Yes, I had heard about this. I am your #2 fan.
Less than sign 3. After this project, my views on barbecue faltered. The difficulty of being able to investigate foreign cultures and their relationship to barbecue made me think that potentially, barbecue was not what the books were saying they were like. Barbecue, A Global History, really tried to push the idea that barbecue was an inevitable achievement for every culture of the world to create on their own. Kind of like how cheese was discovered across the globe at different eras. However, to say that every culture, and really any culture, would develop techniques that we can call barbecue felt inherently colonistic. Under the definition in the book, barbecue is smoking meats at a slow rate to produce tender food. Although I do think smoking meat was widespread, to call it barbecue was me taking my American view of the world and forcing it upon different cultures. In Italy, they did create speck, which was a slow smoked meat, but I cannot call that barbecue, even if it fits the definitions these American authors gave me. This is why I think this project was so difficult. Cultures do not have to abide by our terms and conditions, although cultures have these techniques of cooking that are just as special as American barbecue. It's just not American barbecue though, and that is okay. I learned what makes barbecue special is that it is American. Why would we be having a barbecue seminar if every country in the world barbecues like we do? Of course, I could have done American state, and I had an easier time. However, I learned a lot about my impact as an American scholar this way.
That is deep. What did you do after this revelation?
I ate at Mimsy's Barbecue and Holy Smokes Barbecue. Mimsy's had really good food. I would say that Mimsy's did directly inspire my approach for the barbecue contest. The way the pitmaster took foods that were traditional and flipped them on their head to enjoy the true potential of the flavors was new to me. I never saw someone actively try to differentiate themselves from barbecue. Church's, although the food was definitely well prepared, it differed from Mimsy's with its flavors. The flavors were more traditional. However, I found that to be kind of bland. If Holy Smoke's thesis is to keep food traditional because it's tried and true, Mimsy's is the antithesis. The creativity that Mimsy's offered delighted me, and others seem to think the same. Hearing that Mimsy's was experimenting with lettuce pork wraps the Saturday after eating there made me realize that barbecue is what I make of it. I'm not happy with the tradition, just be non-traditional. Mimsy's, 5 out of 5. Holy Smoke, 2.5 out of 5.
Harsh. What was your next project about?
It was the Texan Barbecue Project. I originally chose some barbecue places back at home. Due to problems, I had to switch to the Texas State Fair. It was ironically the most effort I had put into a class project in terms of research. I went to the Thompson Room in the SHSU library and read documents and books. I managed to take a quote from the Dallas Morning newspaper dated all the way back to the late 1800s, and I booked that detailed documentation of the event. Because of this, I learned all about the Texas State Fair and advised no one to support it. My video had a formatting problem that I didn't catch when I rasterized it. The intro froze 3 seconds in and ruined what I thought was a really nice part of the video. I cleared the video in the program rather than the file. I didn't check again as I don't like hearing my voice. Isn't that right, Aiden, who's looking away from the screen? I will not.
It's okay.
I
Face your
faced
fears.
my fears in the barbecue cook-off. As I was hinting, the barbecue cook-off was a way to try to take what I learned about what I want in food and apply it to the contest. Thankfully, my teammates were more than aboard on that idea. That's what really pushed the project forward. Although the plan didn't go as planned, everyone had a nice time on our team, and that is what really mattered. I was rather impressed with how my pork came out. The pitmaster, Brian, taught me a lot of tricks to cooking meat. My biggest takeaway, however, is to always bring sunscreen. I did not get my sunscreen until the last hour, but it was too late. Look at this damage.
Ouch. Although I hope no one else got burnt.
Oh, they did. No one was safe from the UV rays. We were the ones getting barbecued. I still think someone still has color on them from being burnt. I do.
So, where does this leave you right now?
I'm currently writing the final project, although I will not be meta to this to preserve the integrity of the script and project. So, what are your opinions now after you took the class?
Stop that. So, what are your opinions now after you took the class?
The epiphany I had during the Italian barbecue project did not all occur in one day. It was a slow progression that I had to rationalize throughout the whole course. I do still think meat is overconsumed, and yet with this overconsumption, there only has been so many ways I have consumed meat, especially barbecued meat. That is why I disliked barbecue in the first place. The lack of innovation on flavors bothered me. However, I was able to explore unique flavors within this seminar. I was able to put those flavors to the test at the contest and fell in love with cooking again. I'm currently restricted with what I'm able to cook in the dorm, but this summer break, I plan on exploring as many techniques and unique flavors as possible. If it was not for the seminar, I would still view me as a substitutable, especially with the versatility of tofu, and I love myself some tofu still. But now, I'm able to see how you can transform any piece of meat into anything you want. Innovation for food is not dead. New tricks and tips are still being discovered. We have not perfected barbecue nor the arts of culinary cuisines, yet this is exciting. I am excited to cook.
That is so cool. Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.